Everyone, my name is Chris Goode, and I help people transform the pain of a breakup into a life of power and purpose. So, if that's something that you find yourself struggling with, then please stay tuned. If you like this content, please hit the like button. And if you're interested in more, then please hit the subscribe button. So, the thing I want to talk about today is post-breakup pain. And if you find yourself stuck in it, for some people, this stuckness is a result of failing to grieve properly. And that failure to grieve properly comes from our either unwillingness to move with our emotions and to experience those unpleasant and difficult emotions that rise up within us, or our decision to numb out those emotions. So you can either numb it out or you can ignore it. And both of those things are not going to be helpful in you moving forward. It's just like losing a loved one. If you ignore the fact that they're gone, yeah, you might not feel the discomfort, the pain, the grief in the moment, but at some point that's going to catch up to you. It's going to bleed into your other relationships. It's going to impact the way that you act on a daily basis. And you can push it down for a while. There's people who push things down their entire life, but they suffer immensely for it. And I don't think that you have to be that kind of person. The other thing is, like, you can choose to numb out, which people do. Sometimes people choose to use substances, or they'll go off and just start dating like crazy, or they'll just bury themselves in entertainment, video games or movies. And it's not like some of those things are wrong in and of themselves, but it's just an ineffective way of coping with the pain that you're dealing with. Rumi once said that the cure for pain is found in the pain. You have to feel it to heal it. You truly have to give yourself the opportunity to process the experience. And that might be anger, sadness, it might be a sense of guilt, it might be a sense of blame. And that's okay. It's okay to feel those feelings. You allow them to arise and you allow them to move on. And it's in that process that internal movement begins, and it makes it easier to let go, to detach. Because right now, the reason that there's so much pain is because you feel latched on. It's hard to let go. There's an attachment. This person still has a certain meaning. There's a denial of reality. There's a denial of the facts that this person's no longer with you. And it's a coming to terms with that. It's a coming to terms with reality. It's facing the truth. And by facing the truth, you are able to find peace. Maybe not initially, but over time. And that's what you're looking for. That's how you transform yourself from a person who's suffering into a person who's empowered, because you learn to grow stronger from that. And if you find yourself just really, like, gosh, I don't know if I can do this, like that's too much, then we move on to the next round of things. What are you doing that's contributing to your betterment, that's contributing to you feeling pleasant emotions, you feeling healthier, more energized, more vigor, a sense of peace, a sense of ease? Or are you choosing to make decisions that cause you to feel more pain, more suffering? You're not validating your experience. You're not honoring the fact that you're going through something. You're not giving yourself the time to reflect, so that way you can get wisdom from the experience that you just went through. You're not allowing yourself the opportunity to grow, so that way you can find a more meaningful and compelling future to move towards to. And so as you take a moment right now to just reflect, and ask yourself, what's really going on here? Am I giving myself the space and the time I need to heal? Am I doing the things that I need to in order to feel better? Or am I contributing to my suffering? Am I spending countless hours looking at my ex on social media? There they are, all happy. Maybe there was someone else. Look at me, I'm sad and lonely. They've moved on. It's time for you to move forward. It's time for you to feel better, to be better, to heal, to transform. And don't worry if they're going to come back or not. That's not a helpful thing to focus on. If you're focused on the actions of another person, it's going to be difficult for you to do the things that you need to do to make yourself better. Take responsibility for the situation you're in. This is your garden to cultivate. Pick the weeds. Plant the produce and the fruits and the flowers, whatever you want to put in your garden. And do what's necessary to start cultivating the experience that you're looking for in life. Otherwise, it's going to be wash, rinse, repeat. And it's going to be suffering that goes from a month post-breakup to 3 months, 6 months, a year. And I am under the impression that that's probably not what you want. Choose to become better instead of bitter. Choose to make the right kind of choices. The kind of choices that uplift you and strengthen you versus the ones that put you down and denigrate you. You are better than that. And the sooner you start recognizing that, the sooner you start validating yourself, the sooner you start honoring yourself. You're in pain. If your friend was in pain, what would you be doing right now? You'd want them to feel better. You'd encourage them to do things that are going to improve the quality of their life. And so, like Amir, reflect that kind of attitude back towards yourself. Reflect that kind of way of being back towards you. It is time for you to do the things that will make your life better, that will help you to build a sense of self-worth, of empowerment, that will lead you in the direction that when you look back a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 from now, like, wow, I'm really proud of myself because of the choices that I made. You don't need to be grateful for the pain. The pain is terrible, but it can teach you. And the way that you choose to respond to that pain can make you something magnificent. Are you ready to be that kind of person? Give yourself the opportunity to become so much better than what you are that for someone to deny the level of your transformation would mean that they're lying to themselves. And do so much to become so much better than what you are that for you to deny your transformation would mean that you're lying to yourself. And I think that when you reach that kind of place, the kind of decisions, the choices, the sort of people that you want to be with, it might change a lot. And what you'll end up finding is that you'll be doing things that really generate a peace in you, joy in you, that cultivate a new experience. Maybe an experience that you haven't felt ever, or perhaps it's been a long time. But now's the time. This is your reminder. And this is your reminder to step out of this haze that you're in. To start doing things that are productive for you. To start putting effort in at work or school. To really start cultivating your relationships with your friends and your family. And if you don't have friends or someone who doesn't really have a close family, then taking the time that you need to build relationships. Create a chosen family with people that want to be with you because they like who you are. And if you don't think that you're someone likable, start making choices that will cause you to be a likable person. Get out there. Stop sitting out on the couch and being frustrated. Block and mute that ex on social media. Out of sight, out of mind. It's time for you. It's time for you to move forward into the future. Thank you.